Hello and welcome to LARPRite. Today I'm going to show you how to make an arrow quiver such as this for your LARP arrows. So let's get started and I show you exactly how I made this. First, let's talk a little bit about the concept of this quiver. It is a belt quiver you can hang from your belt, because in my experience it's much easier to draw the arrows from your belt than drawing it from your back. That's more of a Hollywood invention than anything. Most archers I know on live roleplay, they have the quiver on the belt. Also, this is kind of a sack-like design and gets wider at the base. That's because LARP arrows have a freaking huge tip. So many quiver designs you will see with the arrowheads sticking out at the top, but I find that makes it a bit more awkward to draw and it looks kinda silly. So I've gave this quiver a wide base so the arrows can fit with the tip to the bottom. Lastly, this is kind of a patchwork with some thick leather and some thinner leather, also many different colors. That is because I basically made this for free. I got all the materials from some leftovers. This was a couch, this was another couch, this used to be a leather bag, but almost looks intentional. So this is a great way to repurpose old leather products to pretty solid LARPing equipment. So let's get started with the build.
I have my leather pieces laid out in the way I want to assemble them, and I'm checking for rough size with my 10 arrows. And I start by cutting this about 2mm thick leather I got from an old school bag. And really I don't need to take off this much. I just wanted to have some material for the belt loop. So I'm marking it, I'm using a metal ray to cut along. Get a nice clean cut, but this is a bit long for a belt loop, so I cut it in half. This used to be a cushion from a leather couch, and the size is not bad. I've got a bit of breathing room. And I'm trimming off the edges at an angle here, so it becomes wider at the bottom, where the big arrowheads are going to be. And again, this at roughly the right size. I just cut it to a roughly round shape so I could sew it on. Trying out how to put it all together. Thick leather goes on the top, keeps it open so you have easy access to your arrows, and rest will be soon on there like this. I start fastening the belt loop to the thick leather part, to the mouth of the quiver, and using some punching pliers, punch holes, then I mark where they go into the bigger piece of leather. I'm using hole punch to punch the holes in, and I fasten it using 4 hollow rivets that will not come undone anytime soon. Using an anvil and proper riveting tools, but you can just use an anvil or even a rock. I'm not sure these proper riveting tools make it any stronger, it just looks a little bit better. I've sewn the bottom two parts together to a back on my leather sewing machine, and I forgot to film this. Sorry, but you can see it on a lot of my other leatherworking videos. And I wanted the rough side on the outside. You can have the smooth surface if you want to. Now I'm trying for size, the arrows fit in nicely, before I head to the final assembly. So the thick leather part has to be sewn to the thin leather part. That takes a really long time, so I did it with my hand sewing tool, watching an episode of The Witcher. And you can see me using that tool in how to make a leather sheath or how to make a gambeson. I'm using some antique stain to darken the leather. You could also use shoe cream or real leather dye to make it more brown. Finally, some Ballistol universal oil spray to put some fat, some oil on the leather because it was really dry. You could use WD-40 or actual leather fat. I like Ballistol. And I needed a lot of it. That leather soaked up so much Ballistol. A day later, the antique finish has dried and I'm polishing it out with some more Ballistol. And let's see if all fits together like planned. Not half bad, I'd say. This finishes the build. Hope you liked this episode. Thanks and goodbye.